of Titans, which debuted earlier on Friday, is called Donna Troy. And anybody who is a DC fan who knows anything about DC Comics should already know what that means. Wonder Girl! That's right, Wonder Girl has officially made her big screen live action debut on the DC Universe. She's played by Connor Leslie. As a big Wonder Woman fan myself, I'm here for all of it. And I'm sure that a lot of you out there are also here for all of it. Remember the end of the last episode, the Titans had escaped from that asylum place, that facility where they were holding Raven's mom. They escaped, they burned the facility down. Dick also burned his old costume, so he can't really be Robin anymore. This episode starts with them trying to pick up the pieces of everything that they lost in the last episode. They're at the safe house, they're trying to regroup. Dick and Corey are, they're working things out in the bedroom, like usual. It's kind of funny though, because when Raven and Gar are talking while she's making breakfast, he says something that I was actually low-key kind of thinking. This is why I love Gar. He's like my spirit animal. He says the things that are on my mind that I don't say, but then he says it in the show, and it's like, oh yeah, he's me. Gar essentially goes, oh, so Dick and Corey are a thing. Okay, is this kind of like thinking about your parents doing it? Like, is that what it feels like? Raven essentially looks at him and she's like, this is not something we should be thinking about. Why are you the way that you are? Ah, good old Gar. Always there to make things beautifully awkward. So Dick and Corey are working things out in the bed. Well, okay, they have sex and then they work things out. Dick essentially is like, look, I can't be Robin anymore. My costume is gone, but I also don't really know who I'm supposed to be going forward. I need to figure this shit out, and I apparently can't figure this shit out with you, so I'm going to leave. Corey, of course, she's still struggling with her memory too. Remember, she doesn't remember who she is completely yet. She doesn't really know her purpose for searching for Raven in the first place. So she agrees, and they both agree that when they both have a better grip on who they are, she no longer will wear his shirt after sex. Or, they'll call off the relationship for right now, but that's essentially what she meant. And we get to the part of the episode where Dick once again has to be a deadbeat dad. He has to leave the rest of the Titans and go off and do his own thing. It's not a surprise that Richard once again is ditching the rest of the Titans to go follow his own story. I mean, every woman that I've ever talked to in my life, they always tell me that good Dick always fucks you over and leaves you. I mean, that's the nature of it being good Dick. Granted, those are just the women that I talk to, so if any other woman feels differently, they should probably put that in the comment section below and be like, no, good Dick stands for something more noble and virtuous, and it's not the kind of thing that fucks us over and leaves us. Raven's mom also comes up with the idea that, okay, I have another house, it's out in Ohio, we can go to that house, we can lay low for a while, we can regroup that way. So the rest of the Titans get on a train and they go to Ohio to try to find Raven's mom's house. Why they couldn't just, drive to Raven's mom's house, I'm not entirely sure why, but it doesn't matter. It's a nice change of pace. It's a nice change of location and scenery. I'm with it. This is one of the frustrating aspects of Titans, though, is that sometimes the story feels like it gets put on hold. I'm talking about the main story for the season. The main narrative is kind of intriguing, and it gives you little bits and pieces here or there, but it doesn't really get fully fleshed out because every so often they take time out to go off on these side quests, or at least they feel like side quests to me. They feel like spin-off episodes where we have to incorporate other members of the DC Universe into the Titan show. Don't get me wrong, it's kind of awesome. I mean, we've had episodes with Hawk and Dove, we've had episode with Jason Todd, and now we get an episode with Donna Troy. There is a frustrating thing to that, though. It's kind of like, okay, I get that it's slow burn, and I get that it's slow build up, but then there's slow burn, and then there's, okay, it's so slow I don't even feel like I'm burning. I can't even really feel anything. It feels like we're going so slow that we're actually going backwards in time. But like I said, Donna Troy, incorporating her into the DC Universe, it still gets high marks for that, because everything related to Donna Troy in this episode was fucking gold. The episode actually starts out with a flashback that shows younger Dick Grayson, him coming home to the mansion, and him finding Donna Troy in his room, and they just start talking. Number one, it establishes Dick and Donna as having a great brother-sister-like relationship and bond, a very strong bond, and it's not like, a romantic thing. I have a sneaking suspicion that if this were on the CW, this would turn into like a love triangle, and the love triangle would go on for like, 2 or 3 seasons. No. Luckily, they kept the relationship exactly the way it should be, exactly the way the relationship is, the way I remember it in the comics. And the other reason that this scene is awesome because, oh my god, all the freaking Easter eggs. If you're a diehard DC fan, this episode is it's a big, huge-ass buffet for Easter eggs and references. It makes the universe feel so lived in. We got references to the Justice League. We obviously got references to Diana by name and Wonder Woman. We get references to Batman every week, so that's nothing new. Later on in the episode, you get references to Penguin. It's almost like Oprah Winfrey herself wrote this episode. She just wanted to give out Easter eggs to everybody. You get a name drop. You get a name drop. You get a name drop. You definitely get a name drop. At this point, I'm just like, damn, Oprah, I don't really want the care basket anymore. Give me the fucking car. I want to get the keys to this thing. I want to have fun. I want to see more of this shit happen. By the way, the actress who plays Donna Troy, absolute perfection. I loved every minute of her on screen. Brightened up every scene that she was in. She had great chemistry and banter with Dick Grayson. Again, reestablishing that firm brother-sister relationship that was established in the beginning of the episode. Every moment with Donna feels like a moment that you're sitting there thinking, okay, Donna Troy low-key could probably have her own show. While they're catching up and mingling and also discovering that Dick Grayson has no idea how to talk to people, cut back to the team on the train and we get a couple of cool character moments with them. We get some one-on-one time with Corey and Gar. That's kind of cool because we haven't really gotten a lot of one-on-one time with Corey and Gar. Gar gets to tell her about the attack in the asylum where he turned into a tiger and he ate that dude. Corey makes him feel better by distracting him by telling him about his possible crush that he might have on Raven. Beast Boy responds to that, of course, by trying to get drunk, and it just doesn't go that well for him. By the way, guys, I would really appreciate it if you kept the relationship between Raven and Gar the same way that you keep the relationship between Donna and Dick. It doesn't need to always be a romantic ship, okay? We can move past that. I realized that 70s show happened, and I realized that Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, yes, and he was older and she was younger, and okay, I get that, but just can we not do that this time? Seriously? Also a great scene with Raven bonding with her mom, where her mom does shed some light on what happened and why she had to give her up at such a young age. Everything that she's been through in the years since she gave Raven up and kind of the emotional turmoil that she had. And Raven responds to this the way any moody teenager would. She just kind of looks at her emotionless and she's like, yeah, I get it. Okay, cool. You do wonder when she looks at her mom's hands if she thought about for a second using her powers to try to like get a read on her or get a sense of her innermost thoughts and emotions. Maybe she just wanted to get a sense if she was lying or not. I don't know. I just felt like that was kind of an interesting moment where Raven looks at her mom's hands before her mom like grabs her hands and tries to like, you know, console her. These small character moments are awesome, but they're also broken up by the fact that once again the police track them down on this train. And Corey, she ain't going to prison. Cops find out what everybody who fucks with Starfire on the show finds out, that she is one crazy, hot-headed, psychopathic bitch. Seriously, Corey, did you have to blow up the whole fucking train just to escape? I mean, seriously, you could have taken down those guys without using your powers. You just wanted to blow shit up. Just admit it. You were frustrated. Dick left. You just wanted to blow shit up. Best scene in the episode by far to me is the scene where Donna and Dick are having a conversation and they're talking about how, okay, Dick, you can't really be Robin anymore, but you also can't be Batman. I know you're struggling trying to figure out who you are. She essentially tells him, okay, you have to leave Robin behind and you have to become something else. You have to become someone else. Who else was sitting there thinking about that corny ass opening monologue to like every Arrow episode ever? I must become someone else. I must become something else. Previously on Nightwing. They're just shoving Dick right out the door towards becoming Nightwing. It's awesome, but either way, I thought it was a really great scene. Did a great job at also breaking down the ins and outs and the differences between Wonder Woman and Batman and why they're two different people fundamentally. I really like that scene. Luckily, the shit with Donna Troy does connect to the main story by the end of the episode because she is able to go through Dick's phone and she's able to decipher some of that coded text that he and Corey found in that storage container way back at the beginning of the season. Basically, it roughly translates that Starfire is supposed to secure the Raven. I mean, securing the Raven, that could just mean that she's here to protect Raven. You find out towards the end of the episode, and literally the last shot of the episode, no, that's not what that phrase means at all. Starfire goes apeshit after Raven tries to help her get her memory back, and she basically attacks Raven, and the episode literally just ends right there. Hell of a cliffhanger, right? It looks awesome, right? You can't wait to see more, right? Well, you're probably still gonna have to wait about 2 weeks to see the conclusion of that cliffhanger, because next week looks like a detour. It looks like we're focusing again on Hawk and Dove and their origin as superheroes, as well as the origin of the original Dove. For anybody that hasn't read comics, Dove wasn't always a woman. Dove was actually a man. He was actually Hawk's brother. But I feel like an episode like that was better served put at the beginning of the season, or at least I hope that they do it in a way where it connects to the main story, because again, there's only like 3 episodes left. They have a lot of shit to wrap up in that time. Tell me what your favorite moment of tonight's episode was. Put it in the comment section below. Like and subscribe to the Superfan Show, and as always, if you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.
I see that look in your